I'm going to show you the problem we just worked and how to solve it with StatCrunch. Now, if you aren't watching this video while you are taking my online class, you may not be familiar with this question. If that's the case, please pause this video and read through the question, and then you can catch up with us and we'll solve it together. So I'm going to log onto StatCrunch, and when I get onto StatCrunch I'll see this page. I'm going to open StatCrunch to get to the spreadsheet, and basically this gives me access to the buttons here, and the buttons I'm interested in are Stat, Calculators, and Normal. StatCrunch has a normal calculator built into it, and what we need to see in this normal calculator, or what we need to give the normal calculator in order for it to do work for us, is to give it the mean of our problem, which was, in this case with the pregnancy problem, was 268 days. The standard deviation was 15. And we were interested in a pregnancy that lasted longer than 308 days. So our value for x is 308. And to indicate that it was longer than 308 days, we're going to choose the greater than or equal to. Now if I hit compute here, I get an answer. Actually, I don't even have to hit compute. The answer popped up, but I still like to hit it just in case. And you can see here that this is the same answer we got earlier. I'll highlight it here. That we got earlier when we used the normal tables to solve this problem. StatCrunch can do this problem in a matter of seconds. If you notice, we didn't have to compute a z-score, reference a table, or any of the busy work that we did when we used more of a pen and paper approach to solving this problem. Now, the one thing I do want you to notice, I'm going to turn on the 68, 95, 99.7 tick marks so you can see those. So you can see that each of these are spaced out by 15, which is a nice thing to see when you're working these problems. 15 because of the standard deviation being 15. And you can see that 308 falls right here to the left of 313. So I always think it's good to sketch your problems by hand so that you have an idea that StatCrunch is giving you the answer that you would visually expect. That is this little tiny area to the right of 308. And because it's so incredibly tiny, that corresponds to this normal probability here being very, very small. Now again, this part right here, this drop-down menu lets you choose between less than. That's not the question we were answering, but if we chose that, we would get all the area to the left, which is not what we're interested in this problem. So maybe you might notice that visually that you had not flipped over this. And again, the drop down giving you greater than or equal to will clearly give you area to the right of your value of x that you're interested in. This is a really neat way to solve problems in StatCrunch, and I encourage you to use it. By the way, if you wanted to do a between probability, you could hit between here, and notice it opens up this inequality to have a left side and a right side. So let's say we were curious of what's the probability that a pregnancy would last between, let's say, 260 and 280 days. Now I just made this up, but you can see I can put those two values in and I can hit compute. And as you can see, there's a vertical bar. The shading begins at approximately 260, as you can notice, and right here where we would expect 280 to be. So, and it gives us that about half the pregnancies, right, 0.4912, about half pregnancies should last somewhere between 260 and 280 days. So it has the ability, when you have it in standard mode, to do less than probabilities, greater than probabilities, and then in between, as long as you give it a left and a right value for x, it'll do those as well. So experiment with this, have some fun. You can use these on tests and homeworks. StatCrunch is very acceptable to use in those assessments.